face here and like try to eat it.
Well, like eat like.
Looks scary.
Oh, that's very scary.
You got it? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to start the video?
You started already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is actually a Cyber Dragon deck. So hi everybody, I'm Yugioh. I'm one of Kawhi's really good friends. So
You topped something, right?
oh yeah, I usually don't say anything about it, but yeah, I topped 2016 Rhode Island YCS and I got up to top 16.
Whoa.
I'm not sure if you want to, I could probably tell the story later on, but
And I can link it in the description below. I don't know.
But,
Is that what it's saying? Yu-Gi-Oh land or YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh land? I don't know.
so but right here I'm just gonna showcase something I've been just testing, which is the Cyber Dragon deck. So far, this is actually something that's making me come back a little bit because it's more like a fun kind of deck. Like I like decks that utilizes special summons a lot more. Like I guess you could say a combo deck, even though the way I see it is starting to get more linear, but it's something very powerful, especially with the new support and the new Link monster that came out. But yeah, so let's just get started. And I'm not explaining stuff on the way. If you have if you have questions, you can always ask me too.
Okay. Let me get set up.
Okay, so
It looks fantastic. Oh, in the center.
okay, so we're gonna start off with the core, which is 3 Cyber Dragons. I don't have to explain anything for this one, actually.
That's not the core.
That's the main monster for the deck. This card is literally what makes this deck the
But
deck.
it's not literally the core.
Move
It's
here.
literally
Let's move
the
here.
core.
There we go.
Because
That's
this
literally the core.
this is the core, which is Cyber Dragon core, which I think
Oh, I understand your joke now.
this card
Sorry.
is actually really good. It just searches basically all your cyber spells now, like the better ones that came out, and it's just overall probably one of the most important ones of this deck. You get three hers, the new one. This is I find it okay. I do like his ability when he's sent to graveyard with Galaxy Soldier. You could search a card, search a Cyber Dragon either from your deck, or if you had like a core engrave and you touch this, you could add core back because it's a Cyber Dragon engrave. So most of these are like Cyber Dragon names in field or grave. And the last Cyber I play is the LTN, which is basically the way to clear the U boards against Goki, because all you do is just normal and then link away contact fuse for the Mecha fleet in front of the Trigate, and then you summon this and just clear everything. And it sends, that's the most important part because it doesn't destroy anything. And then the most important card in this deck, which we handmade because I don't have copies of this yet, is Galaxy Soldiers. And this card is actually, you need 3. It's very important. This is the starter card. This is what makes basically your hers and like all your other cards to go off, and you need cards in grave in order to resolve some others. And then for hand traps, 3 Ash and 2 Ogre. I only play 5 because like this deck needs all its cards. Most of the time you could actually clear boards without these cards. These are just basically helpers for you, and you most of the time want to go second with this deck only, because the 6 card is very important, and you want to go for game because this deck has a potential to OTK when it can. Okay, and now we go for the spells. So the new one that came out, Cyber Emergency. This is really good. This is basically anything that says cyber in it, cyber core could just search, and this basically just searches any cyber monster, and it could search the Iltian, the one that clears the Euro board. This card right here, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it searches this card, so it's pretty good. 2 repair plants. At first I thought 1 was okay, but then I realized like this basically searches out any light machine, and that searches out the most important card in the deck, which is the Galaxy Soldier. So you definitely need 2, because I mean, yeah, the effect is you can only activate it when there's a Cyber Dragon engrave, but most of the time you contact fuse with an extra link soul when you go second, or you contact fuse with the machine, you're always gonna have a Cyber Dragon engrave, so that's pretty good. And the last cyber spell is 2 Rev System.
Oh, mine made it. That's mine. Yes.
They drew these the 2 cars. Basically, Rev System, since there's no text, is if Rev System is basically special summons a Cyber Dragon, only Cyber Dragon from grave or hand. Most of the time, you could summon these because their names are Cyber Dragons and Graves, so you can summon these. But most of the time, it's always going to be this card because it's level 5 and you need extenders. It's an extender to make plays. And then I play the Engage engine, like the Sky Striker engine, because this deck actually, the Engage engine actually helps this deck make the machine links it needs. And then you use most of your spells, so most of the time we'll get the draw 1 effect. And to go complementary with that is the 3 Hornets. And I forgot the afterburners, but this is supposed to be afterburners because you need like a searchable out to like cards that you need to bait out with and back rows.
I think this is better because OCG plays this instead of afterburners.
I'm gonna test this out because I also wanted to test both. I was trying to test both.
Yeah, because get rid of U-boards because you can destroy your own set cards and then not target any of their monsters to destroy their card.
So he's right at that point.
The nightmare.
Yeah, but like if they have like the Goblin out, it's okay. If they have Phoenix and Goblin, they can still destroy it. They don't have the Cerberus. Cerberus protects from destruction. So usually they have the bird and then the other thing.
So the next important card in this deck, very, very important, is definitely the machine dupes. It just basically, there's 6 targets now compared to 3 before, so you're basically going to go off with this. This allows for many players the combo you can make where you end with Infinity, Pallades, and the Summon Sorceress with this and another card with the core. And then this is something I'm testing, which is 3 Overload Fusion, because my deck is basically to go second, and I actually kind of want to see this card, because this is a very explosive card with the Rampage Dragon. So I think it's just more necessary to always have at least one, so you could just go for game always. This is basically your OTK. And then I play 1 Foolish to send either hers or core in order for me to do plays. And then the last card I play is 1 Trap of Cybernetic Overflow. I only play 1 in the main because when people force me to go first, I'll have at least a summon core, search this, and then pass, and then this card just basically banishes Cyber Dragons to be able to pop cards. So I think this is just a one-of in the main. If you're going second, it's not really that important. I would side a second one if I'm knowing I'm going to go first, but this is just in case if I go first. So.
How many main deck?
That's 40.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it as consistent as possible. There still has to be some more tweaking, but... And then for the extra deck, we have one of this, the red one, and one of the green one. I don't play the blue one, there's no room, but the red one is the most important one, and then this is the second most important one because the diagonal arrow going down and the ability to attack directly is just insane. Like, I think that's just amazing. So it's a clean 1500. Then I play Underclock and Phoenix. What I found about this deck was there's going to be times where I needed to get rid of some cards in my zones. So like Underclock was basically used to get rid of monsters that I don't have machines for, because the other two, which are Seeger and Genius, you can only use machines for these. So this was basically the only one that can do non-machine, including this. And then in testing, this came up a lot more. So I found this very important. Seeger is nuts. I think this card's insane. Like, what people don't know is when you use its effect, you get to pump another machine light, and this is the only card that's unaffected. Like, this card can't deal damage, so the other ones can, but this can't. But and then it's a Cyber Dragon engraved, so you can reborn it with Rev System. It's insane. This card, I like this card a lot. And then Genius is because it's just a generic machine for your link plays with this and the Hornet drones to make and then the best card, Summon Sorceress, is just you need this card in this deck. You go off with this card. And then for Xyz, I play 1 Pallades. I call it Pallades. 2 Nova. This card's amazing because this is the Monster Reborn. That Monster Reborn effect is crazy. It just extends to be able to make these 2, including the Infinities. The only thing I did find in testing is that most of the time I only use these once, and these don't come up very often. So I was considering changing these for something else, but I'll just have to do more testing.
You play more links.
Yeah, I was thinking about playing more links or finding another level 5 like Greedy Samaria, because that stops Trickstars.
Oh. Or Volcasaurus for
Oh,
OTK time.
Volcasaurus, yeah.
Gaia Charger.
So like there's like most of the time I only make one, like 1 in 1, and then the second one's barely happened. So, and then for fusions, one Chimera Tech for mirrors and anything machine like Sky Striker builds. Mecha Fleet is broken. It's just basically extra link, like whatever. You could clear the extra link zones with this card itself. And then originally I did play 2, then I put 1, but I'm like considering flip flopping between these. I feel like with Overload Fusion, if you have this on field, you win. You should win at that point. You shouldn't need the second one. But there's only been one time where I did need the second one. But so far, I think if you just have one, you should just win at that point. And then yeah, that's really it. This is still testing. It's been going good so far. I just feel like the extra deck needs to be worked on a little bit better. Other than that, the deck's a lot of fun. Highly recommend you guys play it. If there's a competitive level, I would say you would have to wait till the next ban list, because there's sometimes where this deck doesn't do well against certain matchups like Trick Stars. I lose all my combo pieces, and then with Reincarnation, or if I get drolled, it's just
Punished.
I don't play as much. So I think that's one of the weaknesses. I can't show side deck because I'm still working on that. But if I were to give suggestions, definitely Red Reboot, the Jizakiru light card, this card or whatever. You could search it with that, and then yeah, the other stuff I would have to find out what I want to play.
Why don't you play Call by the Grave or Pot of Desires?
Like I said, I'm still testing. I wouldn't main Call by the Grave. I would side Call by the Grave if I were to go first. This deck mostly needs every combo piece you could get. And then you could actually play around with the engage package you get, because you just play around hand traps, because they're gonna ash you, and then they're gonna ash your engage, and then you have your machine dupe, which they're not gonna be able to ash because they use it on your engage, which is pretty good. So it's fun.
Do you know good tech? I know good tech.
What's your good tech?
You put some ABC pieces in
Oh
there,
my gosh.
and it makes ABC Buster Dragon. You get contact fuse, and then it fuse with the gold. Oh, so good. Alright, any shoutouts?
I mean, this is not a tournament, so I just shoutouts. I guess
Shoutouts to
people watching.
Dan.
People watching, I guess. Shoutouts to everybody watching.
Alright.
That's really it.
Bye. Enjoy.